welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. You can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Her, and I do always have my cup mug handy. And you can get your cup mug at lanagscreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. I know, we're a little late today, a lot late, because, sometimes life happens and things happen beyond your control, but I am still here. Um, Logan had to step out, so I am stepping in and doing this by myself, but that's okay because I will always bring you the tea on Love Island, and Logan will be back tomorrow with me. Well, yeah, tomorrow with me talking about Love Island. Speaking of all of that, I say, first of all, thank you for joining. I really, truly appreciate you. If this is your first time here, we want to say welcome. And we hope that you continue to join us and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels in the Cup Network. We are on a mission here to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. So we hope you will, subscribe and join and check us out. If you're a fan of Drag or Drag Race, we have a channel for you at the Cup Pod on YouTube. If you are a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, at the Cup ESC is also here on YouTube for you. So you can check those out, subscribe to all of those channels, and help us out. We truly, truly appreciate it. Help us reach our mission of 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. Our audio podcast links are in the description below, so you should check that out as well. Um, as well as our all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can check those out. If you ever thought, like, hey, I want to join the podcast, I want to talk about reality television, Love Island Games, or any of our other shows that we cover, Survivor, Amazing Race, Big Brother, all the shows that we cover here, and you want to do that, you can hit us up on our socials at the Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. But hit us up on Twitter. I'm not Twitter. Hit us up on Instagram in our DMs. Let us know that you're interested. I would love to bring out my thoughts on all of these shows on any of our channels. So if you're interested in joining, hit us up in our DMs on our Instagram. That's the quickest way for us to get back in touch with you. And we will get back with you and let you know what we need you to do. So we truly, truly appreciate anybody who wants to join. We're looking for new panelists all the time. And since you're here, on Soul Ties is Crazy live. This is our schedule Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at it's 3 p.m. Eastern, but sometimes, like I said, a little bit late today, but it's okay. We're here talking still Love Island Games Season 2, and we hope you join us for all of that. So, y'all, let's get into it because honestly, this episode was crazy. We had some interesting things that went down in this episode, and I want to talk about it. So let's do that. Um, we have just said goodbye to Soleil, Selena, and Mert, and people are sad. We see Lucinda is a little upset because her and Mert had just started their connection. And so she feels bad. So she gets comforted by Kendall. Kendall comes and comforts her and is like, everything is gonna be okay. Mert was apparently his one of his closest friends in the villa. And so he was sad to see Mert go. But Mert and not Mert, Kendall was comforting Lucinda, make her feel better about everything. She's like, look, I'll just focus on the games at this point because my strongest connection just left. So my focus will be strictly on the games and how to win. And Kendra was like, yeah, absolutely. You should do that. You should focus and everything's going to be okay. Mert's out there waiting for you, all this stuff. She got a lot of, consoling from him. Um, We see Nicola getting being consoled by Garby and Andrea because she's sad about it. Um, because Celine was one of her bestest friends in the villa, so she was sad about it. Um, we see conversations with was it that day? No, that was that night. Yeah, we just a lot of different conversations that was going on throughout the villa. People were feeling very sad, relief. We had a conversation between Andrina and Johnny, and you know, typical conversations. We're still here. We're so glad. Make out. That's literally it with them. Is we're here. We did it. Make out. Um, Isaiah and Nicola felt very comfortable. They were very relieved that they did what the decision that they made to let America vote, because if they would have chose the box, they would have been dumped because they had the black card. So she was very relieved about that. Um, I don't think did Toby and Andrea talk. I think they did talk just about the relief and I'm not going to go into my conspiracy theories about that vote, but whatever. Um, but then we see the girls in the glam room, Nicola, Garby, and Andrea talking, and we're doing her while they were consoling her. And then Chris comes up and just checks on Nicola and was like, I saw you were sad. I want to check on you, make sure you're okay. And she was like, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you. I'm sad, but I'm fine. And she's very excited that Chris took the time to check on her because she likes Chris and she's interested in talking to him. And so they made a promise. So she told him she'll talk to him tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, she's excited. She's like, oh my gosh. And, Garby and Andrea are encouraging her, like, go for it. It's great. She's excited. It was cute. It was cute, seeing somebody get a little excited and giddy over a little bit of conversation. My personal opinion on this whole Chris Nicola thing, and this is just me personally, I don't know if I'm buying it from Chris yet. Now, I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm just saying I'm not sure I'm buying it from him yet. I feel like he is trying to set up some backup just in case. You know what I mean? I feel like he's setting up a backup plan just in case something goes awry with KK, because KK has been talking to Tyreek. And so I think he feels like she too is setting up a backup plan just in case. And so I feel like he is setting up a backup plan for himself. Now, do I think that's wrong? No, because this is Love Island Games. But I feel like Nicola is not going in there thinking she's a backup plan. You know what I mean? I feel like she's really interested or trying to have that, sort of thing, sort of connection, sort of I think she wants to have romantic interest in this villa. And I don't know if she feels like it's long term. I don't even think anybody, honestly, I don't feel like anybody is taking this very serious as like a long term relationship situation outside of this. They just want to have a couple weeks of a fling, And so I think that's where it is in everybody's head, because everybody's there for the games. I think a couple of people are there, and I think some people are going to take this a lot more seriously than others. And when I say some people, I mean Andrina. I think she's taking it a lot more serious than Johnny is, actually. I'm not saying that he's not. I think they're all there for the money. 250,000, as KK say, 250,000, wow, is a lot of money and it's very life changing. So um, it definitely can make people do what they got to do. But I do think she might be taking it a lot more seriously than others, which is fine. And I hope it doesn't, I hope it works out for her. But I do think that, um, I think that a lot of people in the villa are very much comfortable. Like, this is a friendship thing. We work well together. We good for the games, and then anything romantic inside this place is what it is inside this place. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Beans, whatever, that works. But we see them getting ready for bed, and oh, no, no, no. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That happened the next day. Want to make sure I didn't get my notes all crazy and crisscross. But yeah, we see them get ready for bed, and it's interesting. We see Tyreek is getting very protective a little bit over Justine. I feel like Tyreek is moving a little bit away from his feeling. Now, I still think he likes KK, but I think he's a little bit more interested in Justine. But I think both KK and Justine are like keeping Ty at arm's length. Like, they like him, but they're like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the risk of moving from the person who I'm coupled up with right now, being Chris. I mean, yeah, being Chris and Josh. Um, and so they're kind of keeping him a little ways away. They flirt. They all flirt. They like flirting with each other. And Ty's fun. And I think Justine knows that. Justine's like, he's fun. I know he's not serious. She literally said, he's so unserious. I can't really take him so seriously as far as like romance or anything further than just flirting or whatever. Um, but she's like, but he's fun. He's fun. But then all get ready for bed. Ty is just like telling Josh to keep his hands to himself. And he's just like, I mean, I can't make no promises. And I was like, oh, okay. And we see Justine, everybody go to bed. Let's go out. We see the normal couples doing their little smoochy smooch. We see Andrina and Johnny, Garby and Kendall. Um, I think that was it thus far, I think. But then we get down to Justine and Josh, because before they go to bed, Justine is like, I ain't been kissed in this villa. It's crazy. Since I've been here, and I have not had a kiss. That's wild. He was like, oh, for real? So the lights go out. They climb in bed, and all of a sudden we see a little movie, smoochy happening in Josh and Justine's bed. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. What the- Wait a minute. What? Hmm. I mean, am I mad about it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not mad about it. I actually kind of like that. Um, I don't know if I said it on the podcast yesterday, but I am in a certain group on another server, and in this group we were talking about you know the show and who we kind of want to see get together, and we had these things of the crack ships that we kind of wanted to see. We just like, we know it's so unserious, we'll probably never see it happen, but who knows? So one of the crack ships were Justine and Josh. And so imagine our surprise and how lit up our server was when we saw what we saw yesterday. Um, so it was interesting. I mean, it was a little, hmm, hmm, hmm. So the next morning, we see people making breakfast. Kendall makes his nice breakfast and he takes it to Soul Ties for Garby. Um, we see Tyreek bring Justine breakfast. Um, we see Toby bring Andrea breakfast. Johnny brings Andrina breakfast. Um, I think Josh takes breakfast to Lucinda. Um, but he made Justina tea, which Tyreek said it was from him. But Josh also helped make Andrea's breakfast, and Toby told him that Josh helped. So it was a collaborative event to make her breakfast from the two of them. Um, yeah, so everybody got their breakfast. It was a cute little soul ties date with Kendall and Garby. They had a conversation, a really deep conversation, where Kendall was able talking about um his trust issues actually with love, and when it comes to love, and how his parents' divorce really changed part of him and how his outlook on love. It was a deep conversation. Now let me just say this. The North never forgets Kendall. I'm sorry. For me, this is me personally. I'm open minded to a lot of what you do, and open minded to seeing what where it goes. But I just hope he's not playing with my girl Garby, because we love Garby over here in these streets. So, and I can't fully put my backing behind it. I fully can't trust, and it's all Kendall, never Garby. So I'm kind of just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. But if she is happy, I am happy for her. But I don't know. Um, but it was a good moment. It was a good moment between the two. Uh, we see the conversation between Nicola and Chris. In this conversation, Chris kind of just annoyed me a little bit, to be honest, because he was just like, I mean, she was really trying to, like, she's flirty and giggly and talking and trying to get to know him. And he was asking things to get to know her, and was speaking Maltese, as he says. Um, and then he asked, because she was talking about how he asked if she would come to the States, once this was over. She was like, yeah, maybe in December, like for Christmas. I love Christmas. That's one of my favorite holidays, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, what would you buy me for Christmas? And I'm like, ew, why would you ask her that? Like, why would you ask her that? Like, what do you mean? What would she buy you for Christmas? What the heck you go buy her for Christmas if she coming all the way from Malta to the States, and you talk about what she go buy you? Now her answers was nothing that was super extravagant. She was like a hat, some sunglasses, maybe some jewelry, possibly. But like, why you ain't answered? Like, I wish you would ask him. So, what you gonna buy me for Christmas if I come? Like, that's crazy. But whatever. I just feel like I said, I'm not fully trusting Chris in this moment. I see her intentions. I think she's very, very well intended and very pure, but in her thoughts about her, how she feels about Chris, I'm just not sold on. And I don't have to be so. Well, maybe I do. While we vote, maybe I need to be sold, but I'm not. I'm not sold on Chris. I feel like he's just trying to pad his spot in the villa with different people. Um, if he has a plan B, he wanted a plan B. But yeah. We see the conversation happening with Josh and Andrea, where she tells him about the kiss that she had with Toby. Um, because I think she was telling KK, or she's telling KK? She was telling the girls, I want to say KK and Garby were there, but she was telling them that, she did have a kiss with Toby, but while she was kissing him, it made her think about Josh a lot more. And so she was like, I really enjoyed, the kiss with Toby, but I really just, she kind of just said she really liked Josh. And the kiss made her really like Josh, and it made her see, you know, where she was with Josh. And um, Josh and, like I said, Josh and Andrea talk, and she tells him about the kiss, and he's like, okay. And so she tells him that it made her, think about him. And he was like, I like that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you telling me. And so I'm sitting there waiting, like, okay, well, then now you need to tell her your secret, right, Josh? And he's like, I really appreciate your transparency. I appreciate you telling me. And so, like we keep everything open, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, cool, cool, cool. So you're getting ready to tell him about your kiss with Justine, right? hmm And he says, thanks. And then he gets up and leaves. And I was like, oh, wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean you go work out with her? She tells you about her kiss with Toby, and then you be like, okay, thank you for your transparency. And you walk away. I thought this was put everything out on the table. The cards are on the table. Mm, but no, 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 no. He didn't say anything. But he then goes to Justine and they have a conversation. And he tells Justine he hadn't told Andrea yet, but he's going to do it. And Justine was like, I hadn't told her yet either. Um, he was like, she was like, I didn't expect that. Neither one of them expected it. And he was like, I mean, but you did kind of back that thing on me. And I was like, oh. And she was like, backing that thing on you is crazy. He was like, please, Justine, you know what you did. You did. She was like, you was the one rubbing on me. And it was a cute little interaction between you two. They don't know how they got there, but it was like, oh. She said she felt like it was safe. But then it was like, but I kind of like it. And see, here we go, because you got to feel safe in a relationship to do stuff that you feel like, especially people like Justine, who I feel is very guarded and her heart is very like shielded because of all the past traumas that she's had on this show. And so she's like very guarded with her heart. She's like, I'm here for the game. I'm here for the money, money, money. But this is nice. And then she's also flirting with Tyreek, which is nice and which is fun. But she's just like, but I'm still trying to, guard myself so I don't fall unnecessarily when, mm, but she's having a good time. So I'm not mad at her. But I kind of like them. I like Justine and Josh together for the game purposes. And if I kind of like them for the flirty purposes. I think it's kind of cute. Somebody who you've been friends with for a long time or for a while, and you never tried it before, and then you find yourself in a situation where you can try to explore something, and it's actually kind of nice. So, no, we'll see. We'll see what happens, what goes down. Um, but they never said that they were going to stop exploring. They just said that it was fun, it was nice. We'll see. So we'll see what happens with that. But Josh does eventually go back and tell Andrea that him and Justine kissed, and Andrea was like, "Okay, cool. I mean, you're in a couple with her, so why not?" I don't know how he expected her to react. She didn't know how he expected her to react, but she was kind of just like, okay, cool. I feel relief because I kissed Toby, you kissed Justine, now we're even. So, whew, all right. I kind of need her gone. I would be so freaking for real. And these are just me, my personal opinions. I kind of need Andrea gone because I feel like as long as she's there, Josh won't be fully open to explore this thing with Justine. And I kind of want to see that play out. I don't need this to play out because I don't need it to play out. So I kind of need Andrea to go. How that's going to happen, I don't know. But I just want her to go. I just need her to go. Maybe tonight's episode. I don't know. We don't know. But but she was cool with it. I do appreciate her, her chill with it and being very understanding because it's like it could have been like Andrea, which I was like, girl, what you mad for? But she has no reason to be upset. And so her conversation with Josh was a good conversation. They both understood each other. They still like each other. They still want to talk to each other. They still want to explore whatever. I need her to go, personally. We see a conversation with Tyreek and Justine where she also tells him that she's kissed Josh last night because they did speak in the speakeasy last night. I skipped that part. They spoke in the speakeasy, and he was flirting. She was flirting. She was telling him how she liked his eyes, his tattoos, his smile, blah blah blah. And he was like, "You give me mixed emotions and mixed feelings, Justine. I don't know." And she was like, "I'm just hard to read." All of this stuff, and they kind of liked each other. Like I said, she enjoys flirting with him, but she knows he's not serious, and so, or she can't really take him so seriously, and so it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to. what I want to do with this. Do I want to continue to flirt, or do I want to get into a couple with him? I think he wants to get into a couple with her, but I don't think she wants to give up her couple with Josh because of game purposes, and she can probably win with Josh. And I think her and Josh together are really a good team, a good, like, for the games. So she doesn't know, but she does enjoy spending time with Tyreek. But going back to the conversation they're now having, Tyreek, she tells Tyreek that she kissed Josh. Tyreek gets a little jelly. He get a little jealous. He was just like, oh, okay. Mm. And he's just like, and he doesn't even understand. In his confessional, he's like, I don't know why I feel a little hurt by this, hearing this. I don't know why hearing her say that when we're not together, we're not in a couple, but he was like, maybe I like her more than I think. He's like, that's scary, man. That's bro, that's wild. He's like, maybe I like her a little bit more, but for some reason, hearing that doesn't feel good. It kind of, because he was like, well, she was like, I appreciate the effort that you're putting in. I'm definitely checking it out. I'm definitely, rocking with that. I appreciate you giving me breakfast. He was like, that's not that's I'm done with that. And so she starts laughing like, he's like, no, I'm serious, bro. And she's like, I know. She could tell, like, yeah, he hurt. Yeah, his feelings are hurt, but she not in a couple with him. She in a couple with Josh, and they have a right to explore whatever. It is what it is. But he's a little jealous, a little salty, so he ain't gonna make her breakfast no more. Okay. um. So there is that. Um. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see, but I didn't think we would go see this side of Tyreek, but here we are. Here we are. KK is starting to notice the way Chris and Nicola are talking more, and so she was asked about it. She was like, "I don't like it, but what can you do?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, what can you do?" Um, so they get a text, and they are told that tonight is a couples challenge, and they're gonna they're gonna do some couples challenges. I forgot to bring up my board to show where we are as in couples, but I think we talked about everybody. We talked about Kendall and Garvey. Um, we talked about Chris and KK. Um, did I see that? Kendall and Garvey. Oops, what's wrong way? Kendall and Garvey, Chris and KK, um, Isaiah and Nicola, Lucinda and Tyreek, Angelina and Johnny, Andrea and Toby, Justine and Josh. Now, mm, yeah, Justine and Josh. So we get a challenge. We get our challenge. And the challenge is literally the heart rate challenge. It's a couples challenge, but it's the couples heart rate challenge. Very much where we left off on season 7, coming into Love Island Games. So all the couples are getting excited about what they're going to do. They go off preparing what's the best strategy to raise everybody's heart rate. So that we go into the night, everybody's getting ready, everybody comes down to sit at the fire pit for the heart rate challenge. And this was so funny to me, y'all, because I laughed at how seriously everybody was taking this. They're like, game faces, I will not laugh. I will not raise my heart rate at all. This is not going to be it. Stone face. Mm. They was so serious, which made it so unserious to me. I laughed so much. But first came out Kendall and Garby, and oh my god. Okay. I I am getting very much PTSD from watching Kendall doing love I doing Hey, Brooke. I'm getting very much PTSD from seeing Kendall back doing a heart rate challenge from season 6. It's giving me flashbacks, very cringe. And I thought season 6 he was cringe. I think he's worse now. I think he's worse now. I think mm, oh, I think he's worse now. Like it was so oh gosh, no. 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 I did not like it. I did not like it. Not from him. Garby, I thought she was cute, but I didn't find it like I was like not like, oh my god, oh, but you know, I don't know. I just didn't find it where I was like, oh, this is so hot. This is like I found it to be cute. I thought it was very cute. But a couple of people maybe disagree with me. And we'll talk about the results later. But yeah, it was I thought it was cute. I'll say that. I thought it was cute. Not Kendall. I thought he was cringe. I thought Garby was cute. And mm, mm, I I just didn't. I didn't find it. I didn't find it to be that. Eh. I didn't find it to be that. Mm, I didn't care for it. But then we had Tyreek and Lucinda. I want to say they came next. Um, yeah, okay. Lucinda, Lucinda was, she was super excited about doing the challenge because she was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So I teach better truck. Like very bad accent. I'm so sorry to any UK UK watchers. That was a very bad accent. Um, but yeah, she did it. She was fine. She did good. She's cute. She she did her little thing. They went down the line. They got everybody. I'm trying to think of highlights because honestly, this was okay, but not for the reasons why I'm just like it wasn't like oh that's so hot, but it wasn't drama filled like season 7. So it was cute. Um, not Toby. Josh and Justine went. I thought they were hot. I thought Justine and Josh were hot. Justine was giving. She was giving, and I was like, yeah. But are we surprised? She did her big one, and I thought Josh was good too. He gave people a show. I was like, okay. Question though, I do have a question to you guys. Do you all think that Josh is a little less intense when he's with Justine? Because like the first 2 episodes, I was like, okay, Josh, you are lower and lower on my client list. You're still there, but you're at the bottom of my client list because I'm not liking this mad intense side. But it's like ever since he got out of that couple, not saying it was Andrea. Not saying it was her. I think it was just him and being so hyper ready for the game. But I feel like he's calmed down some. So now he's moving back up on my client list because a couple of people are moving down. Some people are swapping spaces. Like I think Andrina has moved down because she's really starting to get on my nerves a little bit. I still want to keep her on my client list, but she's starting to I know me. And Tyreek has moved down a slot or two. So Josh has moved up some. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he's calmed down a little bit, but I think they did a really good job. I appreciated them. Uh, funny point. Tyreek is a menace. Tyreek is a menace to society. This man pulled KK and Justine to the heart to do his big one and be kissing on both of them. What, sir? Sir. What? Sir, you are a menace. You are a menace. But it was fun. Um, yeah, I thought it was interesting seeing that happen. Um, Chris tried to do something like that doing his with KK. KK was giving it. She was banging it. She was swinging on the pole, going into splits and things. I was like, okay, work. But Chris tried to do his big one. He pulled Nicola Justine and Andrea. I think he put all three of them to take him to the heart, and he was going to do his big one on that, but then the time ran out. And I said, "Oh, that's what you get. That's what you get for being greedy. That's what you get for being greedy." Like, whatever. Um, Johnny Johnny went too fast. His probably would have been good if he didn't go so fast. He was just like throwing the girls around, like, okay, move, bye. Like I was like, what are you doing? Like, bro, calm down, slow down. It's okay. Time is. You don't have to rush. Well, I mean, you only had a minute and 45 seconds, sure, but just do what you can in that time. Don't be throwing people around. But it was interesting. So everybody is has done their thing. Oh, Toby and Andrea go. I think they did good too. They did decent. They did all right. I wasn't mad at them. Um, so they are sitting there after everybody's gone, and so then you know, all of a sudden they hear music and two new bombshells come walking into the villa, and we see them there, and then folks are like, "Oh, who's that? Who is that?" And somebody said, "Is that Sydney? Sydney?" Um, and Isaiah's like, "Nah, that's not. Is it? Is it? It is. It is. Sydney is here, which is Isaiah's ex, and so now he's just like, oh, wow, oh." And when I tell you this man's whole demeanor changed when she walked in, and when he realized it was her, he was just like, huh, huh. And I am wondering because I don't really know about their relationship and what happened or whatever, who's it was at fault or anything. I don't know. But it felt like he was not happy to see her. And she felt like she came in with a purpose and a goal to talk to him. And so I'm confused because I'm like, because she said when she walked in, she hadn't talked to him since they broke up. And I'm like, hmm, so why are you here now? Are you trying to get him back? Could you not have called him like outside of this to try to get him back, or he just wasn't accepting your calls and therefore you needed to find a way to be in a space with him where he could not leave? Like, what is it? Or was it does she just woke up? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm very interested, and I hope we get some answers and find out in today's episode. But I don't know if that's possible because of what is going to go down. So I don't know when we're going to see that conversation happen between the two, because she said there's conversations that need to be had between the two, because they asked him like, "Are you here for him?" And she was like, "I mean, conversations need to be had." So I don't know. I'm very interested to see that dynamic. I hope it doesn't turn things weird and awkward, and because I really like the flow of things that's going on in the house and the way everybody is moving and grooving, and it's not heavy, and I don't want it to get heavy. So I kind of wish it was like either they are going to rehash and quickly move on and figure out where they want to go from here, or let it rehash and let it know that this isn't going to work. You go find your thing. I'm gonna do my thing. Like, interesting. I'm interested in seeing what is going to go down because I don't know, but I don't want it to be heavy. I don't want it to get like too full of drama because honestly, I like this pace. I like the level of intensity that we got going on with the games aspect. So I don't want the drama added on top of that. That's just me personally. If you want that drama, good. Sure. I personally don't really want that. Um, but so then our other bombshell comes in, and it's Marvin from Love Island, France. And if he was also apparently on Too Hot to Handle. Um, so yeah, they're there. So they come in and they do their big ones and they do their things and they grinding and kissing on people and everybody. So um I'm just excited. I'm just excited to see what goes down, what happens. And he was kissing on KK, he was kissing on Justine, he was kissing on a few people. So we'll see how this Marvin interaction will go. But after they do their big one, we get results. So the boys who raised whose heartbeats were raised the most. So Chris got his heart rate raised the most by Nicola and Lucinda. So she was very happy to hear that. Tyreek was on um Tyreek got his heart rate raised the most by Garby. So like I said, I thought she was cute, but I didn't know. But she was raising some heart rate. So work, sis, do it. Kendall's heart rate was raised the most by Lucinda. Mhm. Toby's was raised the most by Sydney's. Hmm. Josh's was raised the most by Nicola because she was actually giving. Nicola, oh, I didn't even talk about Nicola and Isaiah. They actually gave. Like, they actually really, really gave. Like, Nicola was said she was going to turn to a whole new person, and that she did. Isaiah was giving. And like I said, Isaiah's a cutie. And I just feel like we're sleeping on Isaiah. But he's been a cutie. I just didn't know much about him. But my eyes are open. He's a cutie pie. Isaiah's heartbeat was raised the most by Garby. So, like I said, I think Garby carried the team of Kendall and Garby because Kendall raised nobody's heart rate at all. Even though, like I said, I don't know if I fully trust these heart rate challenges and what their results are because KK's heart rate was raised the most by Toby. Lucinda was raised the most by Isaiah. Garvey's was raised the most by Tyreek. Andrea was raised the most by Johnny. Justine was raised the most by Isaiah. And Nicola was raised the most by Chris. So there's that. Um, yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting, but we do get a power couple out of this. We get a power couple out of this, and if you listen to the results, we knew who the power couple was going to be, and that is Nicola and Isaiah. So good on them. I love that they went from being vulnerable to being in a power couple. That was great. Um, it, yeah, it was good for them. It was good for them. I was very happy for Nicola to get her confidence level boosted back up. I think these couple of days have been really good for her. Um, but they get to be power couple. And it was like, yay. And she's like, everything is safe. Everybody's safe with me. She's so cute. But they seem to really enjoy, you know, what that, being the power couple. And that's where they leave us because I did watch the first look. And so we do find out. If you haven't watched the first look, I'm about to spoil it. So if you don't want to keep spoiled about just the first look, I really don't know what else happens. But we do know, we see the previews for tomorrow night that a duel is going to happen. And so on the first look, we find out how the duel is going to happen because Nicola and Isaiah, being the power couple, gets to spend the night in the hideaway. And I was like, oh, what a wasted trip to the what a wasted trip to the hideaway because Isaiah and Nicola have no romantic feelings for each other. So I don't think anything is going to go down in the hideaway besides them enjoying themselves, just being in the hideaway. They're going to talk and go to sleep. So we think, but then we see on the first look that they are also going to figure out who they are going to put in the duel. They get to pick two guys and two girls to go into a duel, making one team safe, uh, or two people safe out of the thing, out of the six. Which, oh, by the way, the six people because they had a way of the lowest, the people who raised the heart rates the fewest, the lowest were vulnerable, and those couples were uh Chris and KK, um, Andrina and Johnny, and Andrea and Toby. So those are the people who were vulnerable, and yeah, so they have to pick between those six people of who they're going to put into the duel. And we see them talking through it, but we don't know exactly who, and we'll find out tonight who they are going to who they are going to who they're going to put up. So we will see tonight who they're going to put up and who is going to go on the duel. We see somebody's taking it very personally. Isaiah's a little upset. We see Nicola crying because somebody's upset and said something to her. So I don't know who it is. Me personally, I have my own thoughts. I could see either of those guys taking it personally, but especially like Johnny and Chris, I can definitely see them taking it personally. But I don't think it would be Chris because Nicola does not want to put Chris in danger. Um, so I don't think it will probably be Chris. So Toby and Johnny, I can see either one of them being very taking it very personally. But I really think Johnny. I think Johnny because he always gets very butthurt about things. So I can see Johnny being very upset and saying something to Isaiah and like taking it very personally. Um, Also, Nicola was crying, so I'm thinking it's probably KK and Andrina because she wants to get KK. Or maybe Andrea because she thinks Andrea can beat KK. And so I don't know. I don't know. But whoever it is, she was like, I would never do that. I would never say anything like that. But I don't know who it is. And we shall see tonight when we watch it. And so we'll be back tomorrow to talk all about it because, of course, um, Soul Ties is crazy. Soul Ties is crazy. And we're going to be here um, tomorrow night and the rest of this week, except Thursdays because there's no episode on Wednesday. But we're going to be here and we're going to talk about it. And we hope that you will join us as we continue sharing and talking about Love Island games. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling about this season thus far. Who do you want to see go? If you were the power couple, who would you put into the duel tonight? So let me know in the comments. I would love to see your thoughts about everything. And I'm gonna get out of here because y'all, I got more content to make for you all, and we truly appreciate you for joining us. So thank you so much. Do all the things to support us. Hit this, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below in our link tree, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon, where you can get your mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. All of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. If you ever wanted to be on a podcast and you say, I want to talk about Love Island games or the the Amazing Race or Survivor or Drag Race or Eurovision, hit us up on our Instagram DMs and we will get back to you as soon as we can. And we'll let you know what we need, what you can do to join this podcast. We're looking for more voices um, and more people to come on this podcast and talk with us. Let's send our voices out into the void of the internet and see who listens. But we truly appreciate you all for listening. And I'm going to get out of here. You click the next video. We truly appreciate that. And we will see you tomorrow. Cheers, Islanders. Bye.